A city health inspector knocked on my door on a Tuesday morning and told me he had received a formal complaint that I was running an unlicensed daycare out of my 2-bedroom apartment. My name is Farah. I am 28. I work remotely as a customer support agent. And the only children in my apartment are my own 2 kids, ages 4 and 6, who were sitting at the kitchen table eating cereal when the inspector arrived. I let him walk through every room, the kids' bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom, and he kept glancing at his clipboard like he expected to find a dozen strangers' children hiding somewhere. He told me the complaint said there were at least 6 children coming and going from my unit every weekday, along with unrelated adults, and that neighbors had reported noise and safety concerns. I told him that was not true, that it was just me and my 2 kids, and he believed me almost immediately once he saw the apartment, but he still had to file his report either way. Before he left, I asked him where the complaint came from, and he told me it was filed by the property manager himself, not a neighbor. That confused me at first, until I remembered the conversation I had with my landlord Gregory 3 weeks earlier, when I told him I was reporting the broken heater and the mold in my bathroom to the city if he did not fix it within 30 days. Gregory had not responded well. He told me over text that tenants who make trouble usually find reasons to leave, and I had saved every message because something about his tone felt like a threat. After the inspector left, I called Gregory directly and asked him why he filed a false daycare complaint against me, and he denied it at first, then got flustered and hung up when I mentioned I still had his threatening texts saved. 2 days later, I received a notice on my door claiming I had violated my lease with unauthorized occupants. The same false daycare accusation dressed up in legal language, giving me 30 days to vacate. I called 2 other tenants that same night, and one admitted Gregory had asked her, off the record, if she had ever seen strange children around my apartment, coaching her toward an answer before he filed anything. An older neighbor named Victor, who had lived there 11 years, told me Gregory did something similar to a tenant 2 floors down last year, right before that rent-controlled unit mysteriously became available at double the price. I sat at my kitchen table that night with my kids asleep in the next room, staring at an eviction notice built entirely on a lie from a man who was supposed to fix my heater weeks ago and never did. I had photos of the mold, screenshots of every threatening text, and now an official health inspection report proving the daycare claim was false, and I realized Gregory had just handed me everything I needed to destroy him legally. I picked up my phone and dialed the tenant rights hotline, because if Gregory wanted to play dirty, he was about to learn some fights are not worth starting. The tenant rights attorney turned my mold photos, Gregory's texts, and the false health complaint into a retaliation case within a week. The city fined Gregory for the mold and the broken heater, and a judge dismissed my eviction notice outright, calling it retaliatory. Victor and 2 other tenants joined the complaint once they saw Gregory could finally be held accountable. Landlords count on tenants staying silent. They never expect the paper trail to outlast the lie.